For this, attached you find a starting project. This starting project was created with Create React App, a tool created by the React team in the end, which makes it easy to spin up new React projects and give us a project structure like this. I adjusted it a little bit, but generally it's exactly the same you would get from this tool. Now, why do we need such a tool? Why don't we just import a script in a HTML file and get started? Because React is a bit more complex than vanilla JavaScript. In the end, we ship vanilla JavaScript code, but the way we write the code is a bit more convenient to us as a developer. We can use certain features which wouldn't run in the browser, and therefore this project setup here has a couple of tools included which take the code we write as a developer and actually convert it to code that runs in the browser, so that we have normal code that is executed in the browser, but we have an easier time writing that code as a developer. In addition, we get a development server, which is a simple server that serves our front-end application, so which has no backend, only serves that front-end application, and which automatically reloads or injects changes whenever we change and save something in one of our source code files. In addition, here with React, we're building a single-page application. That's not a must-do, but it's a common choice. In a single-page application, you only have one HTML file, which in the end is returned by the server serving that application, in this case, this HTML file, which itself is relatively empty. But this file will then later include script imports. They will be added automatically by these tools I mentioned earlier, which in the end host and run our React application, which we in turn write here in the source folder with our files we got there. So that in the end, we have a web application, a front end, which consists of one HTML file, where then JavaScript is used to render something on the screen and re-render that something on the screen when it's needed. And that allows us to build highly reactive modern user interfaces where everything happens instantly. Because JavaScript runs in the browser, things happen instantly. We don't need to wait for a new HTML file to be downloaded from a server. Instead, everything is already there. So when a user clicks a button and we want to show a box on the screen in response to that click, boom, it happens instantly because of JavaScript. That's the feeling we want to provide, and we can do that with React. Now, enough talking about the theory, let's write some code. As I mentioned, we do that here in the source folder, where we find an index.js file and an app.js file. Both very simple files. Now, let's have a look at the index.js file. There you see we have a couple of imports at the top. This is, by the way, how you import code on the front end. Import something from, and then either a relative path to your own file, or if it's a third-party package, just the package name. And then here we have imports from our own files with a relative path, as I mentioned. And then here we are executing one command in the end, React DOM render. Now this is coming from the React DOM object here in the end, which we're importing from the React DOM library. And that renders this strange thing, which is not regular JavaScript, into this place on our HTML page. This is regular JavaScript, and here we are selecting the element with an ID of root. If we have a look at our single HTML file, that is this div here. So that is in the end where our React single page application will be hosted to, and thereafter React will take over and render everything in that place. So that is what we're doing here, but what is this strange thing? Now for that we need to understand what components are and how React works.